Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Fish Life Outdoors, where it's Transformation Tuesday. Check it out. All right guys, on tonight's episode, we are actually going to be transforming the old John boat, aka DW's rig, into hopefully a jam up little duck boat for him. And it is a little Christmas present surprise, so hopefully DW will like it. Now the first step's going to be tonight is we're going to take all our measurements, we're going to take our conduit, bend it up, and we're going to install, you know, a pop-up blind, something that we can kind of raise up from each edge and kind of raise up some camouflage around us. Once we get the pop-up framing installed, then we're gonna go over to the Cajun Cannon's house, old Cody B, and we're gonna completely repaint the entire boat. We're gonna make it look sharp. We got some stencil kits. I can't wait for you to see the finished product. Last step's probably gonna be to install our camouflage netting that we're gonna use to install to the pop-up framing part. Then after that, you'll be able to see exactly what our project turns into. So hey, good or bad, y'all gonna see it, so let's go. All right guys, so we're here in the shop. We're about to start the installation of the pop-up part of the blind. Let's go over a little equipment list. We've got 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch conduit. We got us a Sawzall, cordless drill, got some drill bits, some screws and stuff like that, and probably one of the most important pieces, we got our conduit bender right here. All of this stuff can be picked up at Home Depot at, you know, it's not very expensive to do what we're doing. So y'all check it out. We're gonna take you through the process. First process is gonna be getting our measurements done. So we're gonna take our measurements and then we're gonna figure out exactly what kind of pop-up we're gonna install. All right guys, so we've measured our pop-up. See the 90 right here where we've got it bent? So now we're fixing to bend our other side, which is gonna be the other side of the pop-up. So we're deciding on our pivot point now. Now our pivot point is gonna give us our angle and our height, okay, of how our blind is gonna sit, right? We don't want it too high over our heads to where we're having to shoot like this, right? So we've decided on a 16-inch off-center pivot point. So when this comes down just a little bit, that's about how high the blind's gonna be. As you can see, it's just about shoulder height, which is plenty of room to get over and shoot. Plenty of room to get over and shoot, if that makes sense. All right guys, so we've made our measurement from our pivot point to where we actually want the pop-up blind, the pop-up portion of the blind to bend and go down the axis of the boat. So we've made our measurements, we've put it in our conduit bender here. Now it don't take a lot of pressure, okay? But it's very important that you keep some pressure on this back end right here so you don't crimp your pipe, okay? Nice and slow, no reason to get in a hurry here. Did I overbend it maybe? That's good. Too bad. All right guys, so we've got the frame of the pop-up blind installed. We went with the X design. So basically we've installed this main frame bar right here to put our pivot points here and here. And this thing's gonna raise up. This thing's gonna raise up like this right here, as you can see. Okay, and we'll have camouflage hanging down the sides here. And we'll have camouflage going over the top of it as well where we can shoot through it. But that's basic, that's just a basic duck boat design right there. So next step now is to decide exactly how high we want our walls. Now, the way we're gonna keep our walls up is right here at the X. We're gonna drill holes in here and put a pin in there. And that's gonna hold them walls up just like that. And that's pretty perfect right there. All right, so as you can see, we've gone with the X frame here. You can see down the axis of the boat, the frame has it stand up. We actually were gonna put pins right here to hold the frame up. Wasn't quite sturdy enough going down the rails here. So what we did is we just manufactured these little stand-up sticks right here, if you will. Like so. Bingo! We're gonna secure them to the deck here and to the frame up here. That way when we raise it up, this has got plenty of support right here. All right, y'all, so we are now at the shop of none other than the Cajun Cannon. Your boys' one-stop shop for anything you need. We gonna get the old duck boat prepared for painting. So we've completely degreased and wiped down the front deck as well as the rear seat. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna spray on some of that textured kind of spray on bed liner kind of stuff on the front deck as well as the back seat. And then once we do that, we're gonna paint the whole thing a light tan color, and then we're gonna finish it up with some Havoc Timber stencil kit. So y'all check it out.
Now what we're doing here, because he just come in from getting the old blind put on. Boat's a little cold, so no, it's not my old lady's hair dryer. It's actually a professional heat gun. Just trying to at least knock some of that chill off. That way it'll help bond. I think this boat's gonna look completely different. Yeah, we're painting this son's duck boat for Christmas that he don't know about. Hey guys, y'all saw the night before last we got the little textured rhino lining. So now this step we're going to clean out the inside. I'm gonna get it power washed out, leave it outside and dry, get all these leaves, all this dirt and grime, get all this stuff to where this paint has a good adhesion to it. Then once it's good and dry, I'm gonna try to blow it out, get all these leaves, let it dry while the trailer itself or the boat itself is drying. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle, we're gonna kind of grind this up, get all this nice and smooth, and think about getting a good, get all this buffed out, get a good coat of paint on it. But this thing's gonna look good. All right, got the boat cleaned out, all the leaves, a little bit of grime. Now I'm gonna hit the inside with the degreaser, then power wash it clean. I'm gonna flip it over, I'm gonna hit the outside of it with the degreaser as well and hit it again, let it air dry, then we're gonna work on the trailer. Inside is actually fairly dry. We've had a good wind, so wind's blowing in, getting it dried out. We'll go ahead and get this brought to the back, get everything set up, and get ready to rock and roll on the paint. So got a little more touching up to do on the trailer, and you'll get to see how we're finishing up on that end. All right, update on the trailer. Fender's off, got it grounded smooth. I need to hit that one more time with the wire wheel. What we're gonna do is pretty much got a lot of the rust, heavy rust and everything stripped off with the wire wheel. We're gonna come back now. I'm gonna power wash everything good and clean. We got this side, I'm gonna patch this up. There's a little bit of a stress crack here and here. I'm gonna weld that part up. No more stress crack. Like I say, we're gonna get all this dirt and grease get this all power washed off, get it good and clean. Put some old grease in for old D-Dub. We'll have to re-zip tie all the wires here. We'll do that here shortly. But like I say, what we did is we went and buffed everything, get a lot of that heavy rust off. Like I say, getting everything prepped for painting. All right, I've heard of people getting fishing line caught up in their trolling motors and, you know, periodically checking that. But I gotta say, this is a first. Now, I don't know why. We're gonna have to ask old D-Dub, how you get fishing line caught up in your axle? I mean, I don't know if y'all can see that, but how's that even happen? And that's a lot of line. D, supposed to take the boat off the trailer before you go rolling around the lake. Come on, cuz. Okay, the boat has been degreased, power washed clean, ready to go. Trailer, as you can tell, we did some welding on it, fixed a little stretch crack, filled in a hole, wire brushed the entire thing. Now it is ready for paint. Old Z-Dub picked up this Bear Premium direct to metal. This is the best paint for what we're doing right here. As you can tell, it's an eggshell, so eggshell being as flat as possible, non-reflective, but Kyle tan. That'll be our base color. So I'm gonna put two coats on the inside. Should have enough, and then boom, we're gonna hit the trailer. So stay tuned.
All right, guys, so as you can see, I dropped the boat off last night. Was gonna come back over here and help the old Cajun Cannon get to work on it. I get back and this dude's already got it smoothed out, degreased, power wash, painting her now. even did some work on the old trailer here. Hey, ought to be a clean looking rig by the time we get done with it. You can really see how the framing of the duck blind, how it's gonna set up, you know, right here. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, so we got the boat back in the shop. We've already got the tan base on. Now we're gonna use our Havoc custom stencil kit to put the camouflage down the sides. Y'all check it out. All right, guys, so you can see now that we've got the dark brown blotches on it, makes it look kind of like a giraffe boat. But once we put the black bark looking paint on it, it's gonna look like a totally different boat. Y'all check this out. All right, guys, I told you it's gonna be look completely different with the black part of the stencil kit on it. Don't look like a giraffe boat no more. Check that out right there. That is a clean looking little duck rig right there, son. What y'all think? Y'all think old DW is gonna go 8 bananas crazy? Knowing DW like I do, knowing DW like Cajun Cannon does, yeah, we think he's gonna go 8. You know what, crazy.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the one-stop shop. The duck boat. Zay and herself, we got her camouflaged up pretty good. Now we're working on the sidewalls and the trailer. I went ahead and started getting the old giraffe kind of pattern on the inside, and then just started stenciling the back. Then we will transition over to the trailer. I think it's gonna look sick once it's all said and done with. Now, the other thing that we're gonna do on the trailer is we're gonna come up with basically some guide-ons that's gonna come off the sides here. We're thinking we're gonna use some square tubing. Thin wall, but I mean, obviously we're talking a small foot aluminum boat, so But anyways, stay tuned and check her out. Duck boat, almost complete.
Bear. Now you done busted it. Everybody in YouTube land, look at Barrett. He is out for the count. Look at him. Gotcha. Lulu. As you can see, installing camouflage on the new boat now. Got it from the old Army surplus store. It's that leafy type material, that 3D type material you can see here. We're gonna add a little tan to it just so it matches the boat a little bit better, but it actually looks pretty damn good like it is. So we got it draped across the rails here, as you can see. Kind of got it double lapped a little bit, just to give it a little bit extra. And now we're just gonna start zip tying up here. Now the front here, we're not gonna zip tie all that, simply because we wanna be able to move that and maybe throw it across here, throw this side across over here. But we're definitely gonna zip tie going across the top rail here. And then once we get our measurement right, we'll probably cut it somewhere about right in here, maybe right below that seam right there. I see you, buddy. Barrett is dying to be a YouTube star. We're gonna make him one, son. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've got the camo draped over the pop-up blind now. As you can see, it's kind of dark. You know, we'd like to add a little tan to it. So what we're doing, we're just taking our tan camouflage paint, we're putting our boat stencil to good use, and we're just going, you know, it's not actually going to show the stencil, but it'll put some good lines on there, just to kind of give it more of a natural look. All right, guys, so before we complete the project, we're actually gonna weld some sides, some guide rails on the trailer here. I'm gonna turn it over to Cody B, because he is a master welder.
All right, y'all. Z and D-Dub are pulling up in the hood right now. Gonna surprise them. Check this out.
Looks good.
Not bad for $3,000, huh? Lulu! Here.
That is pretty damn salty, Ham.
No, that's nice.
He was like, all you gotta do is get some new numbers. He said he got the tag. I was like, sweet. Got a little Yamaha.
Yeah, it's exactly the same one I'm in.
Do you get good miles? Like, I mean, he even put, look.
Hey, is that my motor? I'm gonna stop lying because I know that's my motor, because that's the same thing I got on the back of mine. And that's because I put stuff in it. And the wood on the back. Why do y'all have my motor?
This is your rig. This is your boat.
That's my boat?
This is your boat.
Like the Express?
That's the Express, son.
Oh. Oh, I thought this was a joke. I thought y'all took the motor off my boat.
What you think?
Oh.
What you think, Ham?
That looks good.
You think it'll kill some ducks?
I don't care if it kills ducks or not. I'm gonna look cool driving out there anyways.
All right, so we basically double covered the sides, got it down to here, and then this right here, okay? It's just kind of hung up on some zip ties right now.
Okay, all you do is just...
That just folds down. So I bought a bunch of hooks. So tomorrow, me and you are gonna get at the lake, and we're gonna get it all pulled up, and then we're gonna sit and say, where do our holes need to be? So we got these right here.
Okay.
All right. So that just look, see the bolt down here?
Yeah. So when you're hunting, you just see.
That way the dog can't knock it off.
Yeah.
And then we got some little clips up here. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you make sure all your camouflage is in the boat.
Yeah.
Like that, right? And then basically you just pick this up, and that comes off. So.
All right, guys, here's the finished product of the Doug boat. Of course, I got to give a huge thank you to not only my pop, but also Cody on building this thing for me. But
Cox boys.
here is the finished product. Got a little hole for Drake. Here's the finished product.
Hey, Han, let's kill some birds. What do you think? You ready?
Oh yeah, let's
Hey,
do it.
Appreciate you guys watching this episode of Fish Life Outdoors. Never forget, when you bite that life,
Get out and live it.
get out and live it, baby.